Hey, what's going on, guys? So my name is Ipe. I've been making money on the internet for the last 8 years, and I make multiple seven figures on the internet. And I don't have to be a YouTuber. I make money by ranking websites in Google, and I like responding to Andrew Tate's videos because as somebody that's been doing internet marketing for 8 years, when I hear Andrew speak, I know he definitely knows what he's talking about. So I like to break down some of the concepts that he's bringing forth a little bit on a deeper level. And so, yeah, let's take a look. This is another video where he's talking about money. I haven't fully watched this clip.
Morpheus says it. Most people's minds are not ready to be freed. Most people's are so dependent on the system that they'll fight to defend it. Their minds are not ready to be freed. I was walking to college with a couple of my friends, and a Ferrari drove past. And I said, bro, you see that? And he goes, yeah, what about it? And I said, doesn't that piss you off? I must be about 16. He goes, why? So this dude has 400 G's for a car, 400 grand. I'm walking 4 miles to college and my mom hasn't got any car. He has 400 grand. Do you think he works a job? Do you think he's fucking behind a counter somewhere?
I started my online business when I was 24 years old. Today I'm 33. So yeah, if you're in your early 20s, now is a really good time to listen to people like Andrew Tate and get a lot of motivation and inspiration about there is a whole other reality out there of you being able to make money on your own without having to depend on a company or a corporation. And I am fully about that. My life is, leagues better because I don't have to work for any company.
He knows something about the world that I don't know. And they were like, well, he's rich. I'm like, yeah, I know. I didn't say he wasn't rich, dummy. I'm saying he knows something about the world I don't know. And I was intrigued and it angered me. I couldn't sleep for weeks. I was pissed off. Every time I saw somebody with genuine money, I understood that everything I was being told and taught and they were trying to make me believe just simply wasn't true.
School doesn't teach you how to get rich. It only teaches you how to be an employee. The schooling system was created by the Persian system, which all they were trying to do during the Industrial Revolution was to create workers for the factories. And that system has never changed since then.
I was like, this is bullshit. None of these people.
The kids that are born into the elite families, they go to a completely different schooling system where they actually teach the kids skills like critical thinking and persuasion.
Are getting these things by following the path the system is trying to make me follow. The average people come to me and say, what do I do? I'm just the average guy. And my only answer is stop being the average guy. It's my only answer. You can't just be the average guy anymore.
You are quote unquote the average guy because you only have quote unquote the average guy knowledge and understanding, and because you've only gone through the average education system.
The idea from the 1950s that you can just be the normal, average, law-abiding, hard-working citizen and you'll have a good life is gone. Any man out here who goes, I'm just going to work hard, do my bit, and obey the laws, and I'll have a good life. No, you won't. No, you will not. Just doing your job is never going to make you rich because you're just going to be taxed into infinity and you're going to stay broke. A lot of the things people are told about how to make money was accurate, but it's no longer accurate. I knew there had to be another way. I knew that just working for money was a paradigm that wasn't true. I'd say this another thing. I say to the people who ask me, they go, Andrew, how do I get rich? And I say, okay, well, you're probably not going to get rich because I bet you're lazy, but let's say you're not lazy. The number one habit that people need to adopt, and this is a habit I had for a very long time, and I've actually recently cleared it from my brain because I've reached a point where peace of mind is worth more than money. But every single time money is spent, you need to identify how your money was taken from you. And I say taken because money can't be made. Money is taken. Because the only people who can make money are the governments. If you're a government, you can make money. You can print it from thin air or a bank. But if you're a person...
Money just represents a form of energy. And, in a capitalistic society, energy flows to those that can solve problems, and so if you want to make a lot of money in this world, you have to figure out skill sets that allows you to solve big problems for other people. And in exchange of solving that problem, people will give you energy, people will give you money, and yeah, there's different degrees of solving that problem. If you can leverage other things to solve that problem for you, now you're talking about being able to create leveraged income.
You're not making money. You're convincing other people to give it to you. You're taking money from others. So every single time you spend money on anything, you need to identify how it was taken from you. When you go and buy a coffee, don't just go buy the coffee and sit down.
Also, there's a massive opportunity to make money when there are big knowledge gaps in the marketplace. So wherever there are professionals, and then there are like maybe new things that are coming out and people are ignorant about those things. There's a massive opportunity to make money in those areas also.
Sit and say, why did I buy this coffee? Okay, I really want coffee. Yeah. But then why did I go into this store and not that store? Is it better advertising? Does it have less of a line? Do they have seating? How did they convince me to come here? How much does this coffee cost? £6. What's the profit margin on that? Probably £5.50, £5.80 probably by the time. The cup probably costs more than coffee. The coffee's just water. How did they convince me to spend £6 in this place? And when you sit there and analyze it, you all start to learn little lessons about business. You'll learn about the importance of the signage. You'll learn about the importance of there being no queue. Yeah. So that if you ever run a business, tell you, I say with my business, my people all the time faster. All the time, quicker. Yeah. Like, I have a couple businesses that are physical. I'm like, I don't want to see a line. I don't want to see empty because it looks bad. So when there's lines, you work fast. We're down to 1 or 2 people. You take your time, you talk to the customer. Right. Keep it so there's like always one person at the thing. Like manage the line. Like people don't think about this stuff. No one's gonna sit and wait in a long ass queue. Maybe some idiots will, but people like me won't. We've got shit to do, right? My time's worth money. I'm not gonna stand and wait in a line. So you have to identify how your money is taken from you. If you start doing that with every single time you spend anything ever, you're gonna start to identify business opportunities, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna have coffee and you're gonna go, you know what? They could have sold cake and they didn't. Could I outcompete this place? Let's imagine I had the money to start a coffee shop right next door. How would I outcompete them? Well, I'd have cake because they don't have cake. Also, most people in here are businessmen. And the guy serving some dude. No, we need a cute waitress.
That's a pretty dope way of looking at the world. You know, every time you spend money, like figure out, you know, how you can, how the money was, you know, derived or extracted. But also, you know, there's a lot of money being exchanged in exchanging hands where you don't realize. And that's one thing to like start taking note as well. Start thinking about where people with a lot of money are buying things or they have problems that they need to solve. So one area to start looking for is, okay, so you don't want to just like solve problems for people that are broke, right? So because you're going to be selling a low ticket product, ideally you want to sell problems for people that have money, that people that don't mind spending $1,000 for your time to solve a big problem for them. Or, you know, people with money, they want to save time, so they rather spend extra to get the best person to solve their problem, etc., right? So very quickly, you'll begin to understand that like one of the best businesses to get into is to think about solving problems for small business owners, because small business owners, they're not your average Joe Schmo working a 9 to 5 at a company somewhere, living paycheck to paycheck. Small business owners got money to spend because they had to spend $200,000 to $300,000 to get into business in the first place. So, and they have staff, they have all these bills coming in. And so they are used to spending a lot of money to solve their problems. So if you can go and solve a problem for a small business owner, you're already looking at a business or a service that's going to allow you to make very decent income right out of the gate. So, you know, things like making a logo for a small business owner, making a website. We do I teach lead generation. So learning the skill set of generating a lead for small businesses, doing social media management for a small business. Like these are extremely, amazing opportunities that any one of you should be looking into.
His ass is fired. We need a chick. Put a chick here, put some cake in. Financial Times, some business people in. People don't even think about this stuff. They don't use their brain ever. They don't ever look around and realize how they're spending their money. They don't look around and look at which businesses are successful. They don't look around and pay attention to anything. They don't look at the world and all the things that are happening and how it can benefit them. None of it. They don't look at any of it.
Most people are consumers. You have to become a producer.
We'll
That's 100% correct what Andrew's saying.
How important that is. But it's interesting you say about being in the room where people are making...
I used to be a consumer.
I say the same thing.
Mostly in my life.
I say, if you're in a room full of ice cream experts, ice cream, and all they talk about is ice cream.
Entrepreneur,
make ice
you
cream,
learn the value
their favorite flavor, the best way to store it, how much it costs to produce, how to transport it, and that's all they talk about is ice cream. Even if you have no interest in ice cream, over a long enough period of time, you're going to end up knowing stuff.
So Andrew is bringing up a pretty crude example of surrounding yourself with other professionals. Super, super key. This is one of my keys to success as well. I joined the coaching program, link in my description, where I surrounded myself with other people that's already been there, done it with local lead generation.
About ice cream, you're going to know shit.
Today we have a Facebook group of 7,000 students, but we're not the only group out there that with an online group where you can conversate or, form relationship with other internet entrepreneurs. These are the kind of groups that you should be seeking.
You're like, that's double chocolate this, it costs this much, and this is how they moved it. You're gonna know things about ice cream. If you're in a room full of people who want to talk about money, then you're gonna end up knowing about money. It's exactly the same thing. And network is net worth, everyone understands this. And people also understand that they're likely to become the sum of the 5 people they spend the most time with.
Yeah.
But then they hang around with losers. The average person is not sitting around having conversations about the war in Ukraine, the Russian ruble, and the financial impact of the war. Me and my team and my network, we're different. Like most people see the news, they watch the news. Okay, yeah, okay. Anyway, me and my team, we're watching the news, okay, how can that make us money? How can that make me money? How can that make me money?
Right.
And it's a different attitude. I'm having endless conversations about the financial impacts of the war in Ukraine and whether we think that Russia's gonna win or lose. And now the Russian ruble is at an all-time high. The Russian economy is stronger than it's ever been. After crashing at the height of the sanctions, when they took away the sovereign wealth fund of Russia, which is fucking criminal anyway. They did that, it dumped down, and now it's higher than it's ever been. On a currency to get a 3x?
Yeah.
It's nearly unheard of. People don't talk about these things. I'm a busy man. Like, I don't have time. All these opportunities I've given a little away. I've told a little bit about domain names, a little bit about the Russian ruble, a little bit about stocks, etc. I'm very busy myself. But my network, I have hundreds of people who I talk to all doing this shit. Hey, Tate, have you seen this? And I'll throw him something, he'll throw me something good. That's my ecosystem. That's who I talk to. Those are my friends. We don't talk about Rihanna. We don't talk about football. We don't talk about Love Island.
Yeah, I would say this is one of the biggest asset of joining our program is that it's a one-time fee to join, but you get, lifetime access to our community. We have 7,000 digital marketers in there constantly talking about the latest strategies to dominate the Google search engine. And yeah, it's one of the biggest hacks, the biggest competitive advantage, at least for me as a digital marketer, that I have against anybody else out there is that I know key people in certain groups that I'm part of where I get access to the latest and the greatest strategies of digital marketing.
Don't talk about anything other than money. How are we not going to make hundreds of millions of dollars? How are we not going to?
By the way, digital marketing skills allow you to make really good income on the internet without having to be a YouTuber. I never wanted to be a YouTuber. Right now, I'm like starting to create more YouTube content, but I never wanted to be a YouTuber. Be in front of camera and all of that stuff. The one downside of being a YouTuber is like the algorithm only favors you as long as you're continually producing content. So I see a lot of YouTubers, they get kind of stuck on this kind of like hamster wheel of having to constantly produce videos on their channel. And some of the videos, that they're not that passionate about, or they're not an expertise on a particular subject, but they still have to make videos on it because they're kind of on this hamster wheel. And I don't like that part of YouTube. I like my business model where I can create websites and I can leave it alone and it'll continue to consistently make money for me for years and years to come.
How am I not going to have money? Like, that's all we talk about. That's all we do. So I say this to people and say, when's the last time, we talked about the coffee shop example. I say this to people all the time. When's the last time you sat and talked about money? What do you mean? When's the last time you sat down with someone and talked about money? What do you mean talk about money? Well, if you don't know what to talk about, then you don't understand money. So go learn how money works. Go learn how a bank works. Go sit on YouTube for free. You don't have to pay 50 grand in 4 years of university. Go sit on YouTube and understand money, banking, or the real estate market, any of it. Understand the last housing price crash, why it happened. Understand mortgage rates and how it's affected by interest rates. Understand it, and then go sit with someone else who understands it and talk about it. Oh yeah, I should do that. Yeah. Back to TV. Just even being around people with money, it's just a good place to be. I'll give you an example. I was in Romania and I have the largest car collection probably in Romania.
If you don't have, most people starting off don't have any skills to offer. So how are you going to change your social circle? Well, the only option you have is to pay your way into these circles. So that's what I would recommend. If you are, everybody watching this that want to make it to the next level, you should all have a job right now, and save up money from your job and then join a coaching program, pay a couple $1,000s, join some of these programs where you get access to a good community.
I have 28 supercars, everything you can name. And I went to a town called Cluj-Napoca. It's on the border of Hungary. And I drove there in my Chiron, and I parked up, and a kid came up, and he said, hey, can I take some photos of your car? I have a car spotting page. I was like, yeah, whatever, cool. And he goes, yeah, okay, I'll just be a few minutes to this. So he took a bunch of photos, and he come up to me and goes, hey, do you want the photos? And I was like, not really, I've already have photos. And he goes, oh yeah, okay. Well, if you want them, here's my email address. And I said to him, why do you do this? Like, you spend all day standing around taking photos of other people's cars. Is that not a waste of time? I thought it was a waste of time, but I was wrong. He goes, oh, well, I skipped school and I skipped college because I knew if I take pictures of expensive cars and email them to people, I'll have email addresses of the richest people in Romania. I was like, you're clever. I ended up hiring him. He works for me now.
Yeah.
I was like, I like you. He got himself a full-time job that day. So he understood, be near the money. I have no money. Money's over there. Well, let me get closer to it. No point staying over here on my fucking own. Let me at least get closer to it. I was a 17-year-old kid. I was making 10 grand a month in Romania for me. So like, at least being closer to it. So that you're right. People should, even if they haven't got a penny in the world, should be going to these meetings about real estate, about investing, especially if it's cheap, they should go. Just meet other people who at least have money. Have conversations about money. Talk about it. How are you going to get what you don't talk about? Yeah, you have to be near it and your network needs to be important. And this is the reason why, and I will do a shameless plug here, like you have your speaking events, I think absolutely everybody should go. Even if they have no intention of buying a house, they should be at that fucking speaking event. They should be listening to you and understanding how the real estate market works, and they should be polite to people and courteous and nice, and they might make a friend. And they should sit and talk to their friend about real estate. Identify the reason why you don't have as much money as you want so far, and there's one of 3 reasons.
I definitely took action to surround myself with other people that had money or that were in entrepreneurship when I joined the coaching program 8 years ago, and they would do Vegas events, and some people would go, some people wouldn't, but I always took action and went to these events as well. And I made a lot of connections that helped me in my business and my entrepreneurial journey. So there are certain people that are proactive, and there are other people that only give 50% effort. And I had a burning desire to really make it, and to become one of the top in lead generation. So I took all the opportunities out there. I invested in myself, spent the money to go to Vegas. I did all those different things that Andrew right now is talking about also. And it seems like Andrew was the type of guy when he was younger, he took all those actions. Like, money loves speed, and you got to be somebody that takes risks, and you got to be somebody that makes fast decisions and takes massive action.
You are either lazy, stupid, or arrogant. Those are the only 3 reasons anyone's born. Lazy is actually quite a small contingent, because I think a lot of people get out here and they work very hard to a degree. Like, even if you're a trash man, that's still work. You're working hard. You're just not making any money. And also, I think if you could show
lazy, arrogant, and I would say another thing is like lack of courage. Perhaps a lot of people are lazy because they have fear that's stopping them. They are afraid to fear, or they are afraid to fail, right? And you have to get to a place where the pain of where you're at is so much greater than the pain of failing, that you'd rather take action and fail versus spend another day where you're at your dead-end job or wherever life issues that you're dealing with. You have to get to a point where that becomes so painful that facing the fear of failure or rejection doesn't matter to you anymore. And that's where I kind of got to being stuck at a job that I really, really hated and I wanted to get out of.
Show somebody how to make money, a lot of people would do it. I don't think they're that lazy. If you say, look, press this button for money, they're not going to go, no, I don't, I'm going to get
So this is why I don't find anything wrong with people getting a job, no matter how awful the job looks, because that's going to lead to some pain, some growth, and that's going to be the good springboard for you to go to another direction in life. Where I see people becoming really stagnant is like they don't even get the job. They're stay in their comfort zone. They stay at their parents' house. They stay at their mom and dad's house, and they don't even pay bills, and they just become complacent. I think that's the most dangerous place you can place yourself in your early 20s. I fully believe you should move out of your parents' house and pay bills and get a job, even if the job is really shitty, because that's going to teach you the value of money, and that's going to, put you in a state of kind of like having to hustle to like survive. And then it's going to give you the drive and the energy to go tackle something else to go make money with.
All right. Okay. They're just lazy to find out how, perhaps. Yeah. But once they know how, they'll do it. Stupid, I think, is also a very small percentage. I think that stupid is a small percentage because I don't think that IQ, in fact, it's been proven, IQ has nothing to do with how successful you are. Very smart people are broke, very dumb people are rich. So I don't think that stupid is the reason people aren't rich. The reason 98% of people aren't rich is because they're arrogant. They're brutally arrogant. And I say that because you will stand up and say, I'm going to do an event, I'm going to teach you how to make money from real estate. And people will look at you with all your success and go, what does he know? Fucking not worth my time. You're the millionaire. They ain't. I'll sit here and say, I'll give you free tips on how to make money online. $100 go to corporate.com. You sign up, get a free email newsletter. Yeah, I saw him on TikTok. He's full of shit. How arrogant, genuinely arrogant in your soul must you be as an individual to look at people who are massively successful with all the credentials and all the proof, all the things they talk about, and believe for some reason you're too good to listen to them.
Yeah.
That's just arrogance. If Mike Tyson walked in here and said he's going to teach me how to punch, even though I'm already a kickboxing world champion, I'd listen. It's Mike Tyson. If Beethoven walked in, he resurrected, and walked in and said he's going to teach me piano, I'd listen. But if I sit there and say, look, this is how you make money, there's a large contingent of people out here who go, yeah, but you know what, Tate, I don't like him. I didn't ask you to like me. I'm telling you how to make money. Like, they're just arrogant.
I can't speak for other people, but I've always remained coachable and always be willing to learn from anybody and everybody. So again, I know what Andrew is talking about. We do sometimes come across people that feel like they know it all or they're not coachable. Like, I don't know too many people around my circle that's kind of like that, but most people I feel like aren't even looking to like try to get rich or try to make money on the internet or what have you. They're just kind of going through the day to day. I don't even think they have even the belief or the confidence that they can do it, so they don't even go looking.
People are brutally arrogant, and it holds them back. They refuse to fucking learn or listen to anything, and they're dummies, a bunch of fucking dummies. And arrogance is the reason 98% of people don't have any money. That's why they're just fucking arrogant and stupid.
I mean, I think you would remain arrogant if you never went through any hardships or pain in life. And I think this is the byproduct of what we see in Western civilization. Like, the U.S. culture and economy has been so good for so long. Now we're dealing with, kind of like the spoiled kid that has no drive and ambition, right? Because, you can kind of be super average in American society and still live a pretty decent life. So you never went through any hardships. How are you gonna, have any thick skin or any drive to achieve anything greater? Like,
I don't want to be a negative person because I'm not. But to a degree, I think the universe is very giving. And I've yet to experience in my 36 years a man or a woman who genuinely tries their very best and genuinely dedicates themselves to something and is genuinely motivated to make sure they're the best version of themselves, who doesn't get what they want.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've never seen someone go, I spend all of my time doing what I'm supposed to do. I do not waste any of my time. I dedicate myself. I'm good to people. I'm honest. I'm hardworking. I'm there on time. Every time I've got a meeting, I've got a firm handshake. I don't snake anybody.
So
God likes me. I work hard. I'm not an evil person, and I work really, really hard. Who doesn't have everything they want?
Testimony of
so anyone can have anything they want. I really believe the universe will give anyone
background.
anything they want if they actually fucking want it.
And I made it to
And yes, the cycle of
making
precipitation.
seven
right? So,
figures on the internet, where
cloud
the starting
comes, it
salary
rains.
was $35K a year, and all I had was, I wasn't the smoothest talker. I didn't have any sales or business background. I just had dedication, and I worked hard, and I stayed consistent. And then my mentor Dan Klein will tell you that's what I had. Initially when I joined the program of lead generation, and I would do the live weekly calls, and I would ask Dan a bunch of questions. He didn't think, he thought I was a handful. I had a lot of questions. I was kind of clueless on the internet, but I stayed with it. I was more consistent than the average person, and I became one of the top students in the program.
It falls down to the ground. It goes under the ground, whatever, goes into a stream. It moves into the stream, goes to the ocean, evaporates again up to a cloud, floats somewhere else, falls down again. It's always moving. That's how money is. People think that money is in these large, stagnant pools hidden in people's bank accounts. It's not really true. Money is constantly moving all the time. And if you can find a way to get in between it and stand in the right place at the right time, you're going to get win.
All right, again, another great video by Andrew Tate. He talks about the mechanics of potentially why some individuals become successful and some individuals don't. In our program, we've seen so many people come in and out from all kinds of backgrounds, and it's those that we've had 65-year-old grandmas, teenagers, single dads, single moms, college dropouts, all different backgrounds. The only one consistent factor that has made students successful and people like Andrew Tate successful is they just want it more than the average person, and they just have dedication. And I don't think you can really train that or learn that from a 10-minute video. I think your life has to force you to that place, and you have to face some real hardships and some challenges in life to get you to that place of having that unshakable desire to go through the pain of possible failure, because where you're at in life right now is more painful than anywhere else. So I don't know, it's easier said than done to like try to like get that in a 10-minute video, but I think you either have it or you don't, and it all depends on where you're at in your life and experiences you went through in life. And I think that's the missing ingredient for, great success.